to the island of Kauai.
I'm just gonna listen to this.
Yeah?
Keep going, please.
Yeah, and where we were on Kauai, he got the call from the factory saying that Carol Shelby directed them to release the parts to me. 23 boxes of parts, the body and the frame showed up. Well, to make a long story short, it took me 2.5 years to construct the car. I did everything in my son-in-law's part of the garage. Because I couldn't afford one of the continuation cars, so I asked Paul to do me a favor and get the parts for me so I could build it myself. So this is the only known private build Shelby 289 Cobra. But it is a replica. It is not an original car, but it's genuine because Carol Shelby sent me the manufacturer's statement of origin that he saw inside. So I could have a genuine car. That's the only way I could call it a genuine Shelby. He signed the MSO. And so then after I got it constructed in 2005, we shipped the car to Honolulu and had it titled in Honolulu. So the first time title starts in Honolulu. So since then, we'd send the car over to the mainland, to California. I drive it to my daughter's, whatever needed done, I get it ready for our cross country. And then we just drive it cross country into different events. Because we usually race out of Hallett Motor Racing Circuit in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. We love that place. I mean, well, we love the Midwest, period, So so since then, we drive it every year. And then about 8 years ago, my son-in-law said, why don't you just leave it here? Because we're here half the time, half the year anyway. So I asked my daughter if I could build a shed. So I built a little shed for the car. I push the thing in and I pull it out. Yeah. So I leave now. We've been leaving it. 8 years already. Okay. So that we save. It's $1,000 to ship it from the port of Honolulu.
Not too bad.
Not bad at all. You try shipping this thing to California from here. It's $3,000 from Honolulu to the port of Oakland. Then it was transported to Ohio, where we were staying with a friend of ours, and then Chris drove it to this event. So this guy is from Hawaii also.
Is it really?
Yeah.
This is one of those guys?
This is the second time he shipped it here.
He's from Hawaii too?
Yes, he lives in Hawaii. And the first time he shipped it was a couple of years ago. They did Indy. That was a SAC event in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So that's a long and a short of it.
So what you didn't pick up, and I just opened up the video, is that this car he started to build. He's friends with Carol Shelby and friends of Carol Shelby.
Yeah.
And through that connection, I won't say the name in specific.
No, I'll name him. Paul Andrews.
Paul Andrews.
Yeah.
He just simply asked him, hey, could you get bin parts for us so we can make this car as authentic as we can?
Yes, sir.
And for a price of under $40,000?
The entire cost when I built it finally came out to, I think, just shy of $53,000. That's paint, nuts, bolts, hydraulic hoses, engine. This is where the engine is. It's a 351 Windsor boarding stroke to 427.
Nice engine.
Yeah, and I think about $56,000 maybe.
Now that sounds like a lot. It sounds like, hey, this is a good replica. But what we're about to expose here that I didn't get it originally, is that because of that and the friendship, Carol Shelby gave him an original continuation VIN number for it, CSX.
CSX-8xxx.
So this car he built by himself with his own hands in a garage, turned into an original Shelby because the parts on it are incredibly original.
Exactly.
I've never heard anything. It's one of one, of which you would think this would be on every major broadcast of Shelby's, but I don't think many people know about this car. One extra thing you may not realize.
Well,
it's from Hawaii. Not only that, there's another car here from Hawaii.
Yes.
And I hope we can talk to the folks on that one too.
Yeah.
But he's nice enough to let us review this car.
Well, Chris is right here.
Is that the guy? All right, well, we'll try to meet Chris if he's nice enough to us.
No, he'll be glad to talk to you.
But we're going to flip it around and we're going to do some reviewing of this car and let him on his way. Just pop the hood?
No.
Mahalo.
Yeah, stroked Windsor. It's a boarding stroke to 427. That's why I badged it as a 427.
I love it.
Yeah, you know, the purists don't like it. They come say, yeah, that's wrong and stuff, you know. But then after I explain what happened, they love the car.
So
What car is the what they call the split window?
63.
63. Where you know that Pete Brock designed that.
I do know that, and I heard he was here.
He was.
I missed it. I would
yeah.
have him sign this shirt, and this shirt would have went up on the wall.
Did he go home already or what? Yeah. 'Cause
Was he here today?
I could get him here because we're good friends.
He's friends with Pete Brock. That would be a big checkbox in my life to have met that guy.
It's terrible.
I love this paint job. Don't ever change it.
No, you know what? It got like that because about 2 years ago, we were on I-80 headed east in the Great Salt Lake, and a late model Honda hit us at 85 miles an hour, took off the entire left side.
This car.
Yeah. And so this car is well known with the Shelby people.
Okay.
Yeah. And so during the paint job in Huntington Beach, when I tried to paint it, because I do my own work.
Me too. That's another reason why. Do your own work.
It was so dry that I got solvent pop over the whole car.
Okay. Yeah.
So as I'm trying to first get the paint off and doing whatever I was doing, Mickey goes, leave it alone. Now it looks like an original. And so I left it alone, and it fools people all the time.
You know, original unrestored is what people want.
Yeah, I know.
And this looks.
Them. Yeah, and so I gotta go through the whole story about why it doesn't, you know, why it's not an original, but it's Shelby calls it a continuation. It's a replica.
Okay.
There's no such thing as continuation.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't say that right.
There's a difference between kit car and replica.
Yes.
This is a replica.
Right.
Most of the cars that you see that they call replicas, they're kit cars.
Yes.
Because they don't replicate the original car. And you know, if you open the hood, you look underneath this car, it'll fool the experts because it's got the same suspension, it's got the same, you know, the transverse leaf springs and all that. But when you open the hood, oh, you see a bigger engine already.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have 289. Plus, I put air conditioning in it 4 years ago. I know.
You have a top on it.
Yeah, and I got all that, but it's drivable. I drive it all over the place, you know.
It could be a daily, right? Be a daily driver.
It's a daily driver.
Yeah.
I got 158,000 miles on it.
Excellent. How many times have you rebuilt the motor?
Never. Never. Yeah, and you know, I attribute that to, you know, modern day synthetics. I just use AMSOIL.
Yeah.
Plus I use non-aqueous propylene glycol as a cooler.
I was going to ask you. I was going to start using that. Get rid of all the
you know,
water-based.
the engine's hot, but there's no pressure, zero. Never. You get expansion about an inch and a half, but you'll never get any pressure because the boil point on non-aqueous propylene glycol is 375 degrees.
You'll never reach it.
Nah, by the time you do that, your engine's gone.
What does your engine run at? 190, 180, 170?
No, it's like say, okay, the thermostat kicks in and the fan, I have it at 180. Yeah, but when on the freeway it gets down to 170 maybe, propylene glycol, because the boil point is so high, you don't get pressure primarily because you don't get no boil point. You get pressure because there are boil points in your engine that causes a steam.
This guy?
Jay?
Yeah, Ramos, excuse me.
Yeah. So I don't get any pressure because when the propylene glycol goes to the hot spots in the engine, it interfaces with the steel or the cast iron, so you don't get no bubbling out into your engine. That's why there's no pressure.
I want to change to that.
Well, because you know, you gotta boil all. You gotta take the water out. According to NPG, I use Evans NPG. I don't know what other guys use. I don't know what diesel guys use it. You know, those little boats that tow big boats.
Oh yeah, tugboats.
A lot of them, because they have huge, you know, diesel engines, they use NPG. Some food manufacturing facilities use it because it's non-poisonous. There's no corrosion, no electrolysis.
Electrolysis, right.
And whenever I do, see, I've change oil pans and stuff, so I gotta drain it. You know, I've drained the engine before. I've never taken it apart except when I changed.
So you basically just drained it, flushed it, and then put
No,
the new
I
stuff
just
in.
drain it out
Yeah.
when I work on the car. If I have to go that far, and when I put it all back, I just run it through a paint stream,
Okay.
and I put the same thing back. So I've never changed MPG. I just, you know, because you don't need to. Because even the guys in manufacturing, they don't know what the life, the shelf life. I mean, the working life of the thing is. So I've been running MPG for 158,000 miles,
There we go.
including transmission changes, three head repairs because of blown head gasket. This engine has never been apart. Yeah, well, I run a roller tank, hydraulic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Your hydraulic. My engine's hydraulic as well,
Yeah,
not solid.
And, you know, you don't get the rubbery rough like solid.
Yeah.
But nah, I got enough. You know, I mean, it's good enough for us.
This car's.
So that's the story behind this engine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just a good view of it. More important, I think the person that owns it is more of the attraction than the car itself.
That's because when we go and do these events, it's the relationships they've made over the years that's more important.
That's right.
We don't even really bother to look at other cars unless it's a friend of ours who wants to show us something new about the car. But, you know, frankly, it's not the car, it's the people behind it.